Welcome to part 3 of the vHTAccess installation series. In this part, we're basically going to set up the redirects properly in Joomla so that it's a very easy process for your people to join and also redirect them to the proper support. So one of the first things that you want to do is you have to make a decision whether you're going to use, when they click on create an account or join now, that they go either directly, immediately to the processor's sign-up form or take them to an article inside your site that explains the different sign-up plans that you have. We're going to choose the latter option here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Content, Article Manager, and you're actually going to create a Join Now page, and I usually make it uncategorized. And in here you'll add all your links with an explanation of each one if you want, for the Join Now buttons. So once that is done, then we'll just save it. And then you should also create a menu item, if you want, to the actual Join Now. As you can see, it is right here. Now, if we look at the front end of the site, we're going to see there's a Join Now link. Once that's created, we actually want to take and save and copy that URL. And let's bring up our notepad here. And let's save that one. Now the next thing that we want to save is when a user clicks on from the main page, forgot his password or username, you basically want them to go to the processor in this case. So what we're going to do is we'll click on forgot your password. And what we want to do is we want to get the URL from everything after the base of the system. So we'll copy that and we'll paste it again in our notepad. And we only want the part that starts with index.php. Now if you have SEO turned on, that'll be different. But it's going to be the part that is actually after the URL of your site and the slash. So in this case it's index. And that's for that one. And let's go back to the site and go back to home. And then over here, forgot your username. We're going to get that one. Remember, we want the part after the slash. Bring up our notepad again. And so now we have both of those. And we're ready to configure the other plugins at this point in time. Now, one thing that you do want to do, however, is you need to find out what the support URL is for your processor. In this case, we're going to do a little example with ccbill. And I basically know that one by heart. But to give you an idea, let's get it here. This is the URL for the support for ccbill. Now, in here, what we want to do is actually add a bar after each one of these URLs and then copy this over to here. So basically now what we do is we have the actual URL, the internal URL for the reset password and remind me what my password is, and we're sending them to ccbill support. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go into the back end of our site, and we're going to go to Extension, Plugin Manager, and we're going to look for Disable Core Registration. So I'm just going to filter here real quick, and I'm going to click on that and open it up. I'm going to enable it. I'm going to tell it we're going to use an other management system. Redirect registration, yes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get the URL that we made to our Join Now page, copy that, and we're going to insert it here into the system. And then we can say for the registration message, join securely via ccbill in this example. And then for the login, redirect login, we're actually going to set that to no. And then we hit save. And that should take care of our redirection on here. And the way to test that out is we can come here, go back to the home area where the login module is. And then we're actually going to click on create an account and see if it takes us to the join now, which it did. Now, if you decide to use, like in CCBill examples, they actually put a join now form on your site. And it's usually in a directory called ccbill and index.html. But if you decide to go directly to the processor's join now form instead of an article inside your site, you would put that full URL in here. The next setup, well, actually the next plugin that we're going to do is the JRedirect. So what we'll do here is we'll start to filter on that name. We're going to see it's here. We'll open it up. We're going to enable it. Now, what we're going to do is this is the URLs and their destinations. And that's what we created here when we said this is the lost password and the lost username. And we want to redirect them to CCBill. So we're going to copy those and we're going to paste that information into here. Now, the one thing to be very careful about when you're doing this is you can see now I have a bottom one here. I do not want any line returns after the last line. So what I do is put myself to the last character on this line, hit delete, hit my down arrow, make sure there's nothing else saved in there, and then hit save. And we're going to test this out by going back to the home page, going down to the login module, saying forgot your password. It should redirect immediately to CCBill support, which it did. And we'll check the same thing for forgot your username. So now that we have all that configured and everything working, the last thing that you want to do is actually double check in your site global configurations. You want to go to the System tab, allow user registration set to yes, new user activation set to no. You don't want an email confirmation going out to the people because they're joining directly through CCBill and not through the Joomla system. Once that is done, then we can actually come in here, go to the front end, put our test user in that we created in the first part of the video. Hit login. If everything works correctly, down here you're going to see, hey, hi, Jake1, and that was the actual test user. So the system is working properly at this point in time. So we hope you enjoy using vHTAccess. If you have any questions or needs, remember we're always available. We have different support time contracts available if you run into any problems with the installation. Thank you very much and have a great day.